Okay, hi guys. Today I want to take a look at Ed Sheeran's Thinking Out Loud. It's another song I'm learning to play at weddings, so I thought I'd just go through another chord tutorial to show you how I'm playing it. It's pretty straightforward. It's probably okay for beginners. There's a couple of harder bits. There's one bar chord, which is a B minor. And during the verse, there's one little difficult enough bit for beginners where the D gets screwed around a bit. Well, let's just break it down. To begin with, it starts with a D, and you can play that with just two fingers like this. I'll have the chord diagrams up in the corner like always. So you play the D chord with just two fingers. And it's best if you try to train yourself to use your middle finger and your ring finger to make that chord, because the next chord adds the F sharp over the D. So you can play it like this. So you just go from the D with the two fingers and then add your index finger onto the F sharp on the low E string, the sixth string. And when you're playing this, try to mute the A string with the meat of your finger, of your index finger, so it rings out like this. Then you go to a G chord, and it's probably easy. You can actually keep your ring finger holding down the second string, third fret, and just move your middle finger up to the third fret while still muting the A string with now the meat of your middle finger. I think in his official version he just holds down the one note like this. But I like the way it sounds when you keep your index finger on the second string, third fret. So we go from D and then to an A, which the best way to play this is just to hold down the three strings on the second fret, fourth, third, and second string, and just try to avoid hitting the low E string with your plectrum. And that's really the 4 or 3.5 chords of the verse. So D, I'm after doing it wrong, D, F sharp over D, G, A. Then he has a little ornamentation, I suppose you'd call it. I don't really play it fully. It's something along the lines of yeah, that's kind of what he plays. But you can just kind of do something similar, but you know, you don't have to play it fully if you're a beginner, and I don't bother playing it fully because I don't really need to in the context I'm playing it. But if you want to learn it properly, it's I think he kind of hammers on the D. But as I said, you don't need to do that. It's just a little extra bit to add a bit of flair if you want to impress people, I guess. Now, as far as the rhythm goes, he kind of has this percussive slapping thing going on with the strings. You probably noticed me trying to do that a little bit already. So see, he kind of plays the chord, then slaps the strings. And then on the F sharp over D chord, he kind of hits the root note again before moving on to the next chord, so it's and that's really all there is to it, to get a similar sound to how Ed Sheeran plays it. I like to hit the open E before the G as well. I think it sounds good. Then we move into the chorus, which goes to an E minor, A7, D. And again, you're playing the D with just the two fingers, just to keep the motif going, I guess, and because it sounds cool. You can play an A major instead of A7 there. I'm not sure what exactly he does in the official song, but I like the way it sounds with the A7. So again, E minor, A7, D, E minor, A7, E minor, A7, B minor. Now, really, your only option there to play it easily is to do a bar chord. You can kind of deconstruct it maybe and do it like this. But if you have bar chords practiced and are good enough at them, really you should just be able to jump to the full bar chord there. Again, try to not hit the low E string to make it ring out truer. You can kind of hold the bar chord down like this, so your fingertip is nearly just resting on the A string and slightly touching the E to mute it. And yeah, so E, A7, D, E, A7, E, A7, B minor, E, A7. And then he kind of has this build-up thing going on with that last A7, where he hits it lightly. And then slightly stronger as he goes on to kind of build up into, the transition to the verse. So let's just play that all together. And then straight back into the verse like that. Right, so you go back to the same chords we started with, and this part is technically the chorus, I think. So it's just... So you play it that many times, and then it goes into the quick changing bit that really requires a lot of practice. So it's the bit that goes, we found love right where we are. B minor, A, G, D or F sharp over D, E, A, D. And really the easiest way to play that, start off with the bar chord of the B minor. Then you go to a regular A shape, or you can do what you did during the verse and just hold it down with one finger. Then the G with just the 1 or 2 fingers. You don't have to use your ring finger if you want to make it quicker. You just have to hit the root note and try to mute the A string. Then to make the D with the F sharp over it even easier, you can just use one finger if you want and just try to hit the first 3 strings. Or if you're able, put your middle finger onto the 3rd string 2nd fret, and if you are able, even better, put your index finger back on the 2nd string 3rd fret. Then an E, which is just 2 fingers anyway, and then the A, you can just do that with 2 fingers if it's easy, or do it with 1 finger. I have been doing it with just 2 fingers, so it's more of an A suspended 2nd, I think it is. And then back to the D with just 2 fingers. So let's play that all together. And that's really all there is to the song. It really just repeats that whole sequence that I showed you, and then at the end, during this bit that I was just explaining, it plays that quick sequence of chords quickly. And then it goes back into the verse sequence. So it's... But at the very end, the outro simply just plays that quick sequence of chords. I think it's 3 times it plays it. So it's... I'm after screwing it up. Two or 3 times, whatever feels right for you, really. I think in the official version, though, it is 3 times. And that's really all there is to the song. There are other ways of playing it where you do C shapes. You mute the low E and then add in the low E. But as far as I'm aware, the version I just showed you is the closest to how Ed Sheeran himself plays it. So that's how I've been trying to learn it. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So you can, of course, use the capo. He might, in some live versions I've read, play it on the 1st fret. So it's like... But again, that's really just down to your vocal range or your singer's vocal range, whatever they're most comfortable with. Play it in that key. Practice it with no capo for the time being and see what works for you. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe and check back next week for another video. Thanks.